We should be live. Hello everybody, welcome to another JoyClicks reactions stream for this mess of a Summer Game Fest. I am in the pilot seat today. My name is Christian Buckley. Joining me, as always, for the reaction streams, Omar Nakvi. How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me? You can hear me, right?
I can.
Hello. Yeah, it's great to be back on my third JoyClicks feature of the week. I'm happy. I'm excited to do some more reacting.
Hell yes. And making a return to JoyClicks content, I think it was last E3 was the last time we talked. Charlie Wackles, how you doing?
I am good. I am also very excited to be here. Reaction content and recording it and hanging out with people is my favorite part of E3 season and Summer Games Fest, even though obviously the reveals are awesome. But yeah, I'm just excited to be here. Street Fighter 6 looks awesome. Resident Evil 4 Remake, super excited for. And a funny dino game that I can't remember also might be good.
It's on the stream right now.
Oh, is this that?
Oh, it is.
I think it is, right?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is.
They had that tease with, like, Joanna there that one time, right?
Yeah.
That one time we saw it.
Why don't we start with that? Because that's a weird one. That
is a weird one.
Revealed this year, and Capcom has set the tone for this presentation, saying it is... I believe they said it's all games that have been announced before. So, unless they got a swerve to throw our way, which I would welcome, there's probably no major announcements happening today. I think maybe there's a loophole where, like, a Mega Man Battle Network is a game that's been announced, but a collection hasn't been announced. Like, maybe we do some finessing like that. But, yeah, this Dino game was announced earlier this year at a State of Play, and, I mean, Charlie, you brought it up. What's the pulse on this Dino game right here?
I mean, listen, I'm not really, like, the biggest, like, multiplayer looter slasher guy, but I will say, like, it's a concept that we don't see explored necessarily enough, and if the guns are good and the mechs are different and unique, you know, and can deliver some sense of, you know, maybe like Titanfall or some kind of power trip thing, I mean, shit, why not? It looks that could be fun, but as of right now, I'm like, why is this game not, you know? I have a lot of questions about this game. I'm just unsure, unconvinced.
Yeah, I think at the State of Play it threw me for a loop, right? Because I like multiplayer games. I have a squad that hops around from game to game once in a while. But yeah, there was something about this that just was like, I should be really into this, but it feels like it's missing the mark, and hopefully seemingly they'll show it again today, maybe with some more gameplay or a bit more detail on the systems going on. There's more of a hook to it, and maybe it is a Dino Crisis swerve. Maybe it's a fake out. Omar, have you played a Dino Crisis game?
No, never.
No? Okay.
They look cool, but yeah, I don't know. I think that game... I just saw some footage of that dinosaur game right now. I thought it looked pretty cool, actually. I was wrong back then. It looked fun. I don't know. Looked like some Lost Planet shit. I'm in.
Lost Planet, that would be a very good one to come back.
That'd be cool.
Only played a little bit of one of those games back in the day, but man, yeah.
Can I add about this whole unannounced games thing? You guys don't think there's a sneaky thing here?
I think if there is, it'll be a tie-in into, oh, here's this thing, now check it out later on this year, and then it'll be like tied into whatever Nintendo Direct thing happens, or some kind of, I don't know, Gamescom Keighley show or whatever. I could see that kind of thing happening, but I think Capcom understands that unless it's its own thing, like unless this is a new IP, they probably don't have the draw or the hype to bring in the eyes that they'd want for a big AAA announcement.
How about for like a small, like, kind of fan favorite that's getting a sequel? It just had a 10-year anniversary. It's on sale on every platform right now. Dragon's Dogma 2 at the show. What if? I feel like it might be time, but I don't know. If not here, then maybe December. But
yeah, I mean, they did launch that website for the anniversary, and I can't imagine...
Right.
I mean, maybe they would just sell a bunch of merch, you know? I feel like the Dragon's Dogma fans would be there for it.
They're very hardcore.
But
how do y'all feel about Oh, sorry.
I was gonna bring it up actually. Go for it.
I was gonna ask how y'all feel about Pragmata, because that's a game that makes no sense to me that like I want to see more of.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one. You think that's here today?
It's announced.
Yeah, it's
You're
an
right, it
announced
is
game.
true.
It hasn't been shown for a while. I think it was initially set for 2022 when it was announced. I think, and then it got pushed. That game's only shown.
Was
up
it
one
released ever
time,
2022? Okay.
I think so. Yeah, I think it was that reveal with the astronaut Ludens-looking person, and then the little girl, and everyone's like, "Is this the Death Stranding sequel already?" And then Capcom showed up. But yeah, I think that could be a very interesting thing because I don't know what kind of game that is. I don't know who's involved with it. I don't know what the history is there, but on premise alone, clearly made an impact because I think we all remember that thing, that tease, that announcement, right?
It looked
Can't help but
awesome.
wonder-
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't help but wonder if it was just like a rule of cool. What is this game kind of thing? Like I have a feeling it's gonna end up being like a not in like the critical reception standpoint, but like a Death Stranding where we keep getting these weird teases and it's different every single time. I think I would love that. I would love to see Capcom kind of ditching this kind of, I guess, this tone that we've known for like a few years now at this point. I feel like seeing Capcom kind of really branch out and do something different, like not just creatively, but I mean in terms of different from the rest of their offering that's more weird and kind of, I don't want to say artsy because I think that term when it comes to games can be really annoying and nebulous, but something off what's the word I'm looking for? Off kilter for Capcom. You know, I think that would be really interesting and cool to see.
Yeah, and I think with a new IP like Pragmata, there's room there, right? Because I think, I mean, I'm going into this as a huge Capcom fan now at this point in my life. Like, love Monster Hunter, love Resident Evil. I like Mega Man a good bit. I really love what they showed of Street Fighter 6 so far, so like excited to see whatever is there. But you're right, like with those games, like Resident Evil definitely has camp. Monster Hunter is like jubilant in a way that brings in camp and all the crossover stuff, and then Street Fighter also has camp in it. So like if Pragmata is a bit more I don't know, maybe like 2010s Capcom, like going to like, well, we need to be serious, we need to like have an appeal somewhere else, definitely would be different and refreshing. So yeah, curious for sure if Pragmata shows up here. Do we feel that they'd close with something like that, or close with a guaranteed like Street Fighter demo or something?
I think they probably close with like a Resident Evil 4 kind of thing. Just the next game, big next game from them. Which I assume is Resident Evil 4 probably the next one of those after Sunbreak?
Yes. Unless there's something later this year that they haven't announced yet, or they haven't put a date on. I think it's Sunbreak at the end of the month, and then, so we know Sunbreak is going to be here, Resident Evil 4 in March, and Street Fighter 6 is only 2023 right now.
I think the Capcom Fighting game collection or whatever that is also launching, so maybe we'll get some more information on that. But I mean that's already been pretty extensively blown out, so I don't know what that would be, but I think I could see a lot of updates for like, you know, things like that, smaller arcade collections that are already announced that could like maybe see like, oh, we're gonna do free DLC later on, or oh, here's what online lobbies look like, or here's you know, stuff like that. So I could see that happening, especially based on last year's Capcom showcase, which was not very like reveal heavy. It was just like, oh, here's more information about these things, and it was, you know, I didn't really like it, but I could see it being really informational for a lot of people who haven't, you know, who are looking forward to these games and want more information.
Yeah, speaking of that presentation, which I do think there's a very low bar for this thing today. The funniest thing at that presentation last year was they were like, hey, turns out a lot of people liked Village. We're going to make some DLC for it. We'll see you when we see you. Like, when's that coming? This isn't going to turn into like a Last of Us faction sort of thing where it's like, oh, actually, we'll talk to you about it in 3 years and then might come out then. Like, I think if there was a time to at least give an update on the Village DLC, it's here. Similarly, I guess Reverse. I hope that thing just got canceled, but like...
If it got canceled, that's a lawsuit that I'm spearheading. Fuck them. Okay. I bought that game.
You bought Village specifically for Reverse, right?
Yes, well, that's right.
Yeah. Another 20 seconds. Any wild, out there, sky-high predictions or hopes? It was Deep Down Capcom. That's an announcement.
Wait, DMC2. Oh, he's got one.
I was just gonna say, why the hell isn't this called Capcom Presents? I want to know.
That's a good point.
Sorry.
Dude, they got the IMAX intro.
Oh hell yeah, let's go. Street Fighter 6, baby.
Chat, let me know if the mix is good. I'm bumping the Capcom audio.
I'm excited for hopefully Resident Evil upgrades too. 2 and 3 reports or remasters, or the ray tracing stuff.
Yeah.
Mega Man Zero. They already did that, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the Capcom Showcase, where we'll share exciting new updates on our upcoming games. We have some surprises in store and hope you enjoy the show.
Surprises?
Cool.
Let's begin.
Hello everyone. I'm Ryozo Tsujimoto, producer of the Monster Hunter series. Thank you for tuning in to today's Capcom Showcase. We're excited to bring you the latest info on Monster Hunter Rise SUNBREAK, which will finally be released at the end of this month. To kick things off, we've got a brand new trailer to show you. Let's take a look.
I don't know if it's a hot take, but I like Rise a lot more than World.
Are you? Do you have like history with the franchise, or was like World and Rise your first two games?
World and Rise were my first two.
Okay.
Like World obviously looks way better, but this like the speed of Rise and just being able to get in and get out really quick for hunts, and the traversal stuff I really like. And I've tried to go back to World, and it makes it a bit harder. Like World 2, I think is probably just gonna be the best one of the big Rise elements. But Rise is good. Rise is very, very good.
I'll say as an outsider, I like how Rise looks more than World, I think, and the art's a bit more stylized. I kind of like that.
It's got more personality, like 100%. The monster designs too, I think, in Rise I like a lot more.
Yeah, I'd say like also as an outsider and knowing like pretty little about the franchise, it sounds to me like the Rise versus World dichotomy is kind of like if you like the more mechanically in-depth, complex stuff, then you're probably more of a Rise fan. Because my impression again is that World is much more like approachable. It's better for newcomers. But like if World got you in and then you were looking for something more, Rise it totally makes sense that like Rise is like hitting that sweet spot.
Like truthfully, my only complaint with Rise is that there's no crossplay. Because I know people who got it on PC that I want to hunt with, but I play this game mostly solo or matching with randoms.
You calling me out, bro?
Maybe.
Sorry. I gotta play it.
It's good.
First, let me introduce a returning
Can I
locale.
finish it in time before
The jungle area that
Sunbreak?
debuted in the second generation
that
of
campaign's like
Monster
25
Hunter
hours.
games is back
Alright.
in SUNBREAK. You'll notice that the jungle's appearance changes over time. It's a nostalgic area that both veteran hunters and new players are sure to enjoy.
look
And
at
of
that, you're
course, we've
Spider-Man.
updated the jungle with new elements and endemic
fun.
life specifically for its return in Sunbreak. Longtime fans can look forward to exploring the devastated ruins around the coastal area. From the Monster Hunter Frontier series comes Espinas. Espinas means thorns in Spanish. As the name implies, thorny scales cover its body. Normally, Espinas enjoys a quiet life and sleeps peacefully, but when it senses danger nearby, it explodes into a violent rampage. Even though it can seem docile, Espinas has a two-faced nature that can be extremely dangerous. The flagship monster
Yeah, that name's
of Monster
awesome.
Hunter 4, Gore Magala,
crazy.
is back. Gore Magala is a sightless creature with black scales and sensitive wing membranes used to sense the presence of prey.
Yeah,
As
this
Gore
art's awesome.
Magala's sensing ability increases, its two horns change form and it enters the frenzy
Let me go back
state.
on what I said. World
While in a
fidelity is
frenzy
obviously
state,
better.
it gets so powerful that the ground beneath begins to break, and it uses its
But I
huge
do think
claws
for a
as an
Switch game,
anchor
this
during
looks
powerful
like-
attacks.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
This was like the RE engine, right?
Yeah, this is the first Monster Hunter on our engine.
In
Did it
addition,
say that this
the
was all
trailer
running on
also
Switch,
shows
or
the
could this be
Daimyo
PC?
This is probably PC,
and the
if I had to guess.
Pyrognakadaki subspecies, which
But
adds explosive elements, makes
even on
its
Switch,
fiery
for
debut. There are
my
still more
time playing
monsters
it, I
that
think
have
it's
yet
like-
to be revealed, so stay tuned for
usually
more
it's pretty
Sunbreak
solid
announcements
30
in the
frames.
future. There's one more thing I want to share with you all, so please watch the following video.
June 14th, nice.
A free demo for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak is coming to both Nintendo Switch and Steam. The demo will be available to download as shown. In the jungle locale introduced today, you'll be able to take on Astalos. The new Switch skill swap system as well as new Silkbind attacks will be available for play. We'll have a few tutorial quests available for new players that will teach you the basic mechanics and moves. After mastering the basics, you'll be ready to take on other monsters in the demo to test your skills.
You feeling
For
this,
veteran
Christian?
hunters, an
Oh, yeah, I'm
advanced
in.
quest
I'm
will
100%
also
in.
be available, where you can take on an
new
extra
monster
challenging
designs look really
version
cool.
of
I
Sunbreak's
think most of them are
flagship
returning.
monster, Malzeno.
The pitch they gave for
The demo
Sunbreak a while
supports
ago just sounds
multiplayer for
cool.
up to
Like,
4
there's
players,
4 big
and there's
ones that
no
you gotta hunt
limit to the
down.
number of times you can
That's like
attempt
Dark
the quest.
Souls.
Yeah.
Get an early taste of Sunbreak action with this free demo. You can download it from the Nintendo eShop and
I'll try the
Steam
demo
store
though for the
page.
new like advanced.
Oh, that's
like,
tomorrow.
Also, we would like for you to keep 2 things in
Oh, shit.
mind when purchasing Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. So you will be able to enjoy all the added contents.
Okay.
I have to finish that Star Quest still. It's very hard.
Following Sunbreak's release, we plan to release a number of free title updates. Please enjoy this
Love the
quick video
stage
preview
lighting.
of what's on the way.
We got
It's
a
very
problem.
Street Fighter 5-esque.
Yo, yeah.
Our first title update, scheduled for August 2022, will add Lucent Nargacuga. This monster will be a part of the first free title update to come to Sunbreak post-launch. In addition to the Lucent Nargacuga, we're also adding a new area, the iconic Forlorn Arena. With future title updates, we plan on including additional monsters, variants, and more. Our title update release schedule is as follows. The second title update is planned for a fall 2022 release. The third title update will come in winter 2022. And there's more to come in 2023. Each title update will include additional monsters and other elements. We hope you'll check them out.
World 2 is a ways out.
Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak will be
Is it like the same team as
worldwide on
World?
June 30th,
I think it's a different team.
2022.
But
Okay.
I don't see them like doing continual support next year on this, and then also we might see
Right.
like an
Digital
announcement next
pre-orders
year
for
World 2,
Sunbreak
but-
are now available on both Nintendo Switch and Steam.
Unless Sony's
Pre-orders
hungry.
will also receive a special bonus Palamute and Palico layered armor set. We're planning on keeping you updated with more information soon. Please visit the official website and follow
My
Monster
cat
Hunter
and this is
social
just
channels
the
for
Sonic.
more info.
Cool.
That wraps up our news for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the rest of the Capcom Showcase.
I'll be honest, I was dreading this would be like a 30-minute Monster Hunter
Now
show,
we
so
will
I'm
present
excited.
the Capcom Spotlight Corner.
Okay. Just like direct
Street
headlines.
Fighter 6.
Let's
Coming
go.
soon. The next generation of Street Fighter is currently in development and has something fun for everyone to enjoy. Fan favorites Ryu and Chun-Li will be heating up the battle stage
we get a
right
character
alongside
announcement?
some of the newest fighters.
I feel like we gotta. I mean, there's so many for them to announce. And,
Breathtaking new visuals,
I mean,
unleash
jury
unprecedented
time.
battles with the all-new
They didn't
battle
leak it,
system.
right?
Yeah.
Street Fighter 6 reimagines the fighting game experience with new modes that will allow you to experience the Street Fighter universe. What awaits you in this game? Look forward to our next announcement later this year.
All right.
Shit.
Celebrating the 35th anniversary of the Street Fighter franchise, the Capcom Fighting Collection will be released later this month.
that's surprising.
Included is the first ever
What, that-
release
No
of
character?
Red
For
Earth
6?
outside of arcades.
Yeah, I thought
Hyper
so too.
Street Fighter 2, 5 Darkstalkers titles, and more. 10 of the best fighting games from the arcade era are included in one package. All of the titles included will be playable online. So play a match against your friends, or fight online against new challengers. Enjoy a full range of online matches. Capcom Fighting Collection will launch on June 24th, 2022. Pre-orders are available now. Please visit the official website
Oh,
for
this is
more
before Sunbreak.
information. Play the games you loved again. Capcom Arcade Stadium has expanded. Capcom Arcade Second Stadium, coming July 22nd, 2022. Saturday
you
Night
messing with
Slam
the first one at
Masters,
all?
Magic Sword,
No.
Black Tiger.
I
Eco
want to,
Fighters,
but it's
and
like
more.
it's one of those things
Combined
where I
for a
know I'm
total
gonna
of
download it
32
and play it
arcade
like
titles.
maybe like 4 or 5
In
arcade
addition
games
to a
like
bundle
for
that
5
features
minutes
all
and then
32
just not touch it
titles,
again and
each
move
title
on.
is
But
available for
I want
individual
to.
purchase and features.
Well, yeah, because I know
With
on the
lots
Switch
of
at least,
quality
I
of
always
life
see
options.
like the individual games listed for like.
All players will
$3
receive
off, I think.
Sun
They're,
for
like, pretty
free
cheap.
when downloading the base game.
Oh,
The
Sun,
bundle
hell yeah!
featuring all 32 titles is available for pre-order now. Get Display Frame Set 1 as a bonus for pre-ordering. To celebrate, get the Capcom Arcade
So
Stadium
Christian, have you
title,
played any like the Mega Man
Street
arcade
Fighter
games
2,
at all?
The World Warrior.
No Mega Man arcade stuff.
Free
Just
for a
some of the
limited
classic
time.
games. One of the
We hope you
PS2
try
X
out the
games,
Capcom Arcade
and,
Stadium as well.
Battle Network. That's it.
Sure.
But always down to.
Next up is
check
an
out the
update
other
on Capcom's
franchises
new
that
team-based
Mega Man
action
has.
game,
They're all cool.
Exoprimal.
Here we go.
Hi everyone, I'm Takuro Hiraoka, director of Exoprimal. We have a new trailer to show today that includes lots of gameplay. Let's take a look.
I am the artificial intelligence, Leviathan. Your personnel data indicates you are a suitable specimen to join
Everything
an
just has
ongoing
Wolframir in front of it
experiment.
now.
Under my supervision, Ibius Corp conducts its most important research here. Welcome to Bikitoa Island. You have been selected for a live combat
I
test.
do like the suits though, like the neck.
The first
armor.
team to complete their assignment
Pretty nice.
wins.
Yeah, they're super fun. I wonder how much like customization stuff there's gonna be.
Records of
Probably
human
lots.
history. These annals are riddled with errors and institutional bias. Your species is susceptible to mass delusion. Fascinating. Humans dread the other.
VTOL defense and security doesn't seem like the most fun missions to me.
You tear down
Or I don't know.
yet fear revelations. Even when what is revealed is of your own.
Movement looks pretty fun.
Yeah. I got
Combat data is required
Overwatch.
to
What was
develop
that
the
guy's
exosuit.
shield?
At IBIS, we're always reaching for better. Always. Humanity resists quantification, an interesting variable. Within your
Adventures.
behavior lies
I haven't
the
played it.
answer.
No, this looks
But
like
maybe.
a
These
more engaged.
variables
Okay.
fixed.
I haven't played it, but maybe Warframe?
Humans, fight and die for me.
Deliver the payload mode looked like
Carnage module online.
like a Destiny thing that I've done.
Loving this
I
music.
call your attention
Yeah, this is a cool
to
trailer.
Unstoppable Raptor Horde. Calculating chance of employee retention. Chance calculated at 8.7%.
Oh, it's Days Gone. That's
You
cool.
must fight harder than ever
Oh.
if you wish to survive. A more grueling combat experiment is called for. You will now witness
Okay,
a
this does look
small
kinda fun.
fragment.
Yeah,
of
this
the
looks
war
fun.
game.
I'm excited to plug the Unstoppable Raptor.
Yeah. It looks like it has a good tone to it too.
Yeah. I love a good self-important I'm better than you AI narrating everything. It's always fun.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed the trailer. Now, I will get into more detail about the game. Developed by Ibius Corporation, Leviathan is a next-gen AI that guides players throughout Exoprimal via voice navigation and augmented reality displays. Leviathan appears before players as a massive human-like figure, or as a surveillance drone called a Watcher. The trailer shows Leviathan unleashing hordes of dinosaurs. Players will battle these dinosaurs after being forced into Leviathan's infinitely repeating wargames. Why is Leviathan bringing dinosaurs into our world? And why is Leviathan
is
repeating
sick.
these wargames? Solve the mystery by
Oh
playing
man, Leviathan,
the main
why are you
game
fucking
mode,
doing this?
Dino Survival.
Oh yeah. I can totally see the
Let me
Days Gone
provide a
vibes.
brief gameplay introduction. Exoprimal is a team-based action game. In Dino Survival, 2 squads of 5 race to complete objectives. Teams must follow Leviathan's directives and complete the mission
right,
before
it's
their rivals to
PvP.
win. These directives will feature a
So what, you gotta
dynamic
shoot
mix
players
of
too?
missions.
No, it's
In
like
fact, we just saw some in the latest trailer. There's Dinosaur
like a
Call,
MOBA
where
almost,
teams must
of, like,
eliminate a specific
you have a
dinosaur.
goal, you're competing for
In
points.
VTOL defense, teams
okay.
protect a grounded
Think.
aircraft from dinosaur onslaughts.
Maybe.
In
'Cause
data
it
key
looks like there was like a
security,
red
teams
hologram,
escort a
so maybe that
valuable
shows you,
asset to
like,
its
where your
destination.
enemies are, or
Destroy
your
targets in
opponent's
Omega
enemies.
Charge with the powerful Omega Hammer. In Energy Taker, teams compete to collect the most energy. You also saw a glimpse
I would
of
be
a
shocked
strange and
if this
terrifying
and
creature
Reverse
known
release
as a
remotely close to each other.
Neotyrannosaurus.
Yeah.
While there are situations where you
I really
directly
don't
engage
want
enemy
them to show
players,
that today. I just want it to be
there
gone.
are other times where you band together with rivals
where
to
you
take
have
down a
good
major
ammo
foe.
for your lawsuit, if
This
that's the
variety
case.
of missions will
I
keep
hope so.
players
It's a
on their
win-win.
toes. In
If
Dino
not, I need a
Survival,
fat
the
settlement.
missions change based on players' progression through the game. The experience will be different every time you play, even in matches with familiar surroundings and objectives. By playing Dino Survival, you will unlock story sequences and also earn rewards such as experience points to increase your player and exosuit levels. We'll provide more details about this at a later date. Now that we've detailed Dino Survival, let's move on to exosuits. We showed 2 new exosuits today. Barrage is an assault role exosuit. It uses explosives to
That
set
one's
areas
awesome.
ablaze
Yeah,
and
that's a
bombards
cool-
enemies with ricochet
Yeah.
grenades. Vigilant is also
Inspired.
an assault role exosuit.
That just
It
looks like a
wields a
Destiny Hunter.
destructive railgun to snipe from long range. We have even more exosuits to share with you in the future, so look forward to upcoming announcements. We have one last announcement for today.
Because I mean, this game is slated for this year, right?
Welcome
2023.
to my research facility.
Closed network.
We're conducting a closed network test for Exoprimal. Players will be able to try the game ahead of release.
Is this a next-gen only type deal? Because that's a lot
Nope,
of
I saw
dials.
PS4 as well.
Online infrastructure
Okay.
and make improvements ahead of launch. Sign up to participate today. The closed network test will allow you to experience Dino Survival before the game's launch next year. We look forward to having you join in. That's all for today. We plan to release Exoprimal in 2023.
Oh, my bad.
Until then, keep an eye on our website.
I feel like this
and
is moving
social
at a
media.
good clip so far, though.
Yeah, they're doing like a solid like 8-ish minutes per like big game and supplementing it with
Next, we have a message about Dragon's Dogma, which recently celebrated its 10th
Oh
anniversary.
shit!
It's gonna be season 2 of the show.
Maybe.
Omar, have you played this, or is it just for the hype?
Nah, I do think it's cool. I need to play it, but yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Hideaki Itsuno, game director at Capcom. A few weeks ago, we celebrated the 10th anniversary of Dragon's Dogma. Thanks to all of you for joining us in this celebration. The world of Dragon's Dogma has since spread to various different kinds of media, ranging from games such as Dragon's Dogma and the Dark Arisen expansion, to digital comics and a Netflix original animated series. In the coming days, we will be releasing a video celebrating 10 years of Dragon's Dogma,
Okay.
talking about how and what Dragon's Dogma came to be. So whether you're a longtime fan or just curious about the series, we'll have something for you to enjoy. We hope you check it out. Once again, thank you all so much.
Interesting.
And now we have a bunch of updates from the Resident Evil franchise.
Bunch.
Hello everyone, I'm Tsuyoshi
Owen,
Kono,
don't give
the
up, it's
producer
here.
of Resident Evil Village. Thanks to all of our fans, Village has sold over 6 million units worldwide. Everyone on the team is incredibly happy to see so many people enjoy the game. Thank you for your support. The Resident Evil series continues to bring fun experiences to people around the world.
Don't say reverse.
We want longtime fans and people who are new to Resident Evil to enjoy this storied franchise. Let's start with this video.
Spoilers for Village, alright.
It's alright.
Damn. I didn't think they'd do this in the DLC.
No, I thought this would be 9.
Me too.
Doesn't know what I can do. Want to live a normal life.
So, I haven't played Village yet.
Okay.
What is going on?
So, that's...
Okay.
Do you want to know or no?
I guess I'm curious. Like, I don't mind being spoiled. I'm still excited to play it.
So, that's Ethan's, like, magic baby.
What's going on?
Like, super
So
grown
this
up.
takes place like years after Village.
Yeah.
Is this third person, dude?
I hope that'd be nice.
Just like me.
We're bringing clones back, what?
Dude, of course, it's the tar baby. It's the Molten.
What? Is it the shop guy?
Yeah, the dude. Dude. Yes. Okay.
It's tough. Target the target.
Shit, that was crazy.
Oh, Heisenberg. Wait, you can
my God,
play
that
as all of them?
Ooh, that's awesome. That's so awesome.
That's sweet. Release this today.
that Alan Wake?
Wait,
Holy
third
crap.
person mode for Village?
That's cool.
Holy shit. Ethan's got a face now. Oh my god, I'm replaying this. Like now. Third person though. Okay, go away. Alright.
What did they say about Reverse there? Did they say it was happening?
He said it's still coming.
Sorry to keep you waiting. We're happy to reveal the DLC for Resident
Cool.
Evil Village we promised last June.
Baby.
We think this new experience will be worth the wait.
I hope first person Resident Evil isn't dead.
This
That's all I'll say.
DLC
No, yeah,
includes
me either.
three
But like,
major
holy shit, that's
features.
awesome.
First,
Yeah, it is cool.
the third-person mode. Many people asked for this, and we were able to add it into the game.
That's baffling.
Now, you'll be able to see Ethan as he desperately fights for survival. Players that have already experienced Ethan's journey can enjoy the new perspective and animations too. The Mercenaries returns with additional orders in an arcade-style action game where focus has been put on the exhilarating feeling of defeating relentless hordes of enemies. New stages are included, as well as additional playable characters, such as Chris Redfield and Heisenberg. Of course, Lady Dimitrescu will be there too. We've really fueled this mode up. Enjoy looking down on your foes from over 9 feet above, as Lady Dimitrescu slashes her enemies aside. The third edition is one you've surely been waiting for, an additional story, Shadows of Rose. Today, let me introduce just a bit of this story.
Okay.
Rose, the beloved daughter of the main protagonist Ethan, is now a grown-up main character in this new story mode. In this sequel to the main story of Village, you can experience Rose's struggles with the terrifying powers she was born with. To break free of the curse of her powers, she enters the consciousness of the Megamycete. There, she meets a girl who looks just like her. In this mysterious realm of consciousness, time and space is warped beyond recognition. Rose is guided by a being who calls himself Michael, who might be of assistance with removing her powers. Shadows of Rose is set completely in a third-person perspective. In the realm of consciousness, you won't only face creatures, but the world itself seems to be attacking you. Enjoy the horror of the world itself being your greatest enemy. How will Rose find freedom from her mysterious powers?
This is better than I dreamed for Village DLC.
I think it would be really cool also to see, like, I could totally see it being like this thing where she gets to the part of the castle and right as she's able to figure out how to, like, get rid of her powers, she needs them to escape. That could be really fun because then she really embraces them and you get, like a end of Halo or end of a Metroid game style power trip.
28th, 2022.
Yeah, and Resident Evil's no stranger to doing like a you gotta get out, you gotta go right now sort of thing for a finale, so that'd be awesome.
We hope that you are looking
Resident Evil Reverse going up against Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
How did you like that?
Multiplayer game of the year, baby.
Yeah.
Also, as already
And
announced,
Overwatch 2.
we are
Doesn't
working on
Overwatch 2
making the main
launch
story
October
Village
24th?
available on
Yeah, something like that. It's October.
People can enjoy Resident Evil.
That was intentional, they were like
In
just buried
addition,
it.
the main
get out of the
story
way.
Village is planned to be playable on
Let's put it out so that we
that was
can
announced,
say no
right?
one played it.
We are working hard
VR
on
stuff?
bringing
Yeah.
you the ultimate immersive experience worthy of next gen in Resident Evil Village. So look forward to future announcements. Up
When did
next, a game that was announced
Sony needs to reveal
just a few
the
days ago.
PSVR release date because they're like kneecapping Capcom's announcements for Resident Evil VR stuff.
Yeah.
But that's super exciting about Village. Village was off the first playthrough like my second favorite out of all the mainline ones, so very curious what 9 is going to be that now though. If that's...
See, that excites me.
Yeah,
Because
for
9's
sure.
going to be something way different, I assume. Just another reboot, maybe.
Bring back Jill. Or Claire.
Thunder Wonder Roost. Located Baby Eagle.
This isn't the same trailer, is it?
It is so far.
Fuck.
It's the second time this happened with a survival horror game
Yeah.
in like a week.
Maybe like how Callisto Protocol was like, here's the gorier version. Maybe this is that.
Oh my god. I don't understand.
Just some nasty Los Leonados stuff.
Guess you, me,
Some color?
time spent to vacation, eh?
You will receive our most sacred body. It begins now.
If I could just forget what happened that night. The pain. Even for a second. This time, it can be different. It has to.
There's a Final Fantasy VII Remake situation where he remembers the last time this happened.
Hi everyone, I'm Yasuhiro Anko, director of Resident Evil 4.
And I'm Yoshiaki Hirabayashi, producer of Resident Evil 4. This title is a reimagining of Resident Evil 4, original 2005 release. Similar to other titles in the series, we are carefully preserving what makes the original title special, while updating it with modern flourishes for everyone to enjoy when it launches in 2023.
Resident Evil 4 is set 6 years after the events in Raccoon City, depicted in Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. The main character of the game, Leon S. Kennedy, survived the Raccoon City incident and was assigned as an agent directly under the President of the United States. Leon is dispatched to a quiet village in Europe as part of a mission to rescue the kidnapped daughter of the President. You might notice Leon is much more mature and fearless due to his past experiences. The Ganado, being attacked by hordes of crazed Ganado, is truly an iconic moment from Resident Evil. In order to truly bring out the concept of terror of people controlled by madness, the Ganado have been completely redesigned.
Let's take a closer look at the game itself.
The over-the-shoulder camera returns, of course. Leon arrives at a dense and dangerous forest. We want to nail the feeling of loneliness and fear of not knowing what lies ahead, even more so than the original. Of course, there will also be thrilling battles. You and Resident Evil 3 should find this familiar. Look forward to future announcements, where we'll have more information on the game.
Resident Evil 4 is being developed for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Series S, and PC. The release date will be March 24th, 2023.
We are aiming to create a Resident Evil 4 that everyone can enjoy, so please look forward to it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
What did you think about the latest information on Resident Evil Village and Resident Evil 4? Both games are currently in development. For those that can't wait for the release, check out the following games.
Oh, is this the updates?
Gotta be. Gotta be.
Yeah, RE4. That was a bit less than I expected. But Leon looks great.
He does.
I wonder if they put a third-person mode in 7 now too.
That'd be fun. Oh, and this
I would
trailer's
imagine
awesome.
that's like a lot of retooling though, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think 7 had third-person mods in PC also, and it's the same. It's like they're not redoing any of the level layouts for Village based off of what they showed, so it's a similar enough process. Remake got too much hate.
Yeah, that was great.
I still haven't had a chance to check it out. I'd really like to. I mean,
It's a good evening.
yeah, I was gonna say I'm all for a shorter game. I love that kind of thing. So I'm definitely gonna check it out with this update. I also haven't played 7. So
Resident Evil 7, which brought the series back to its survival horror roots, and the reimagining of classic titles Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. These 3 titles, built with RE Engine, return with current-gen features
Jill in
including
the 3
support for
Remake is one of
4K,
my favorite character
high
out of the
frame
entire
rate,
series.
and ray tracing, as well as 3D audio for an even more immersive experience. These titles are available for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and Series S beginning today.
nice.
In addition, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One players can enjoy a free digital upgrade to current gen via the Digital Upgrade Program and Smart Delivery.
Wonderful news.
For PC users, an update patch will be available on the same date. For newcomers and veterans of survival horror alike, we hope you enjoyed the immersion these new versions offer.
Welcome
Line.
to the family.
So good.
That's all for today.
That game's kind of a masterpiece. I can't.
Thank you.
Resident Evil 7. Let's have a moment.
That wraps up today's show. We hope you're as excited as we are about some of our upcoming games. Thank you to everyone, new and old fans alike, for tuning in. We look forward to sharing more updates with you soon.
Nice. Is that it?
I almost thought they were gonna one more thing it.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
What do we think? Personal highlight from each of us. Letter grade. What we thinking on this thing? Charlie, we'll start with you. You look like you're ready to answer.
I mean, this is a complete continuation of what we saw from last year. It's just there are more things to show off, I think. And because of that, it was a better show. Resident Evil 4 looks great. I feel like they could have shown more. All the Village DLC looked really, really cool. I feel like the Village DLC and the Monster Hunter stuff were the only 2 things that really like nailed everything that they felt like they needed to be in something like this. I wasn't really sure why they even showed Street Fighter at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I went in expecting at least one character reveal, just given how many characters there are, like at least that we've seen in this leak. So I feel like it would have made sense for them to show at least one here, maybe like a fan favorite kind of cult character who's, would make sense for the hardcore Street Fighter fan to be watching this presentation to see.
Yeah. I feel similarly. Like I do think it is better than last year's by a good margin, because I remember last year they showed like a Monster Hunter trailer that we saw in other places, and then they showed another Monster Hunter trailer that we saw at the Nintendo show, and like they didn't have anything to show for Resident Evil. I think they might have showed Reverse. So just off that alone, like the ratio of time to like news and interesting things was a better show. I'm with you. I think personally, I didn't need to see more Sunbreak. I feel like they've shown a lot of that game over the last couple months, but it felt like it was maybe going a little bit too long towards the end. But yeah, the Village stuff
for Monster Hunter specifically, or the whole thing.
I think Monster Hunter specifically. I think the whole show was spaced out enough with like the lengthier segments that it felt fine to me. But yeah, Village was absolutely the highlight. To be honest, I was a little surprised when they said there would be more Resident Evil 4 to show here, because we didn't really see anything beyond the reveal trailer when it was shown, and I was like, you really have something? And they didn't really. They had a couple cool over-the-shoulder shots, but yeah, the Village stuff was awesome, and I will absolutely be there for that day one. That looks so exciting and so very cool. But
also, Exoprimal had a great showing. I forgot to mention it, but I think Exoprimal had a better showing than it's had at its last like 1 or 2 appearances.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was probably my game of the show because I thought that game looked really fun and like just kind of like hilarious. I don't know, that Leviathan guy, and it seems like a cool game. I don't know. Hopefully it's as fun as it looks. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, the Resident Evil stuff was definitely like the Village stuff was way more than I expected them to do.
Hmm.
So that looks neat. That's almost like another a remaster of that game almost.
Basically, yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to revisit that, and I'm excited that Rose stuff is happening in a DLC, and I'm excited to look forward to whatever 9 could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I thought it was fine.
Yeah. Is there a letter grade that comes to mind looking at this thing? Like, obviously, it's not as good as a direct. I think this is like better than the worst state of play, or like an average state of play, even just based off of the stuff that was in here. Again, I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, so maybe that's biased, but I, for what this was, I'd probably give it like a B, maybe B minus. I don't know.
I'm gonna go D. It was a good show, but like nothing too exciting for me.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, somewhere between D plus and C minus. Honestly, like I think if we're talking like a 50 to 70% hit rate in terms of games that are being shown off are showing well, I'm positive from that respect. But I think the things that they really needed to nail, I just don't necessarily feel like they did nail. Like again, Street Fighter and Resident Evil 4, I feel like it just didn't feel like they were handled well. And I get like, yeah, Street Fighter just got a character reveal like what 4 days ago at the Game Awards, Jesus Christ, at Jeff Keighley's show, but also like this is your game, and all you did was show like things that you've shown like already 3 or 4 times. So okay, let's keep it moving. Especially, I mean, honestly, if anything, that tells me that game is not as close as we might expect in 2023. Like I could see that being like a holiday 2023 game if this is the
Street
pace.
Fighter.
Yeah, if this is the pace that they're going to set for character reveals, this might be a long ways out.
Yeah, I mean, there is always Evo at the end of the summer that they could do like a really big thing with, but yeah. I think you'd better safe to think that that's the case, I think, based off of this past week.
Mm-hmm.
But Omar, were you going to say something?
Well, I was going to say, like, who's announced for that game at this point? We have, like, Ryu, Chun-Li, Guile now, and is it Luke?
Mm-hmm.
Is that it so far?
There's that dude who drinks and then gets more powerful.
Okay.
And then I think that's it. I mean, that leak had, the Ken from the leak.
Right. Do we not have it? Is Ken not announced yet?
No. Apparently, someone asked the Street Fighter 6 developer, like, "Oh, like, when can we expect to learn more about Ken's story?" And the developer was like, "Yeah, we can't talk about characters we haven't announced yet."
Okay.
So,
okay, sure. He wasn't just like, "No, Ken is not in the game."
No.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Capcom. Do we feel like this was necessary? Could they have just thrown these events to Keighley, or does this feel like a thing that Capcom needed to do themselves? Because last year it really did feel like, hey, everybody else is doing it. This felt a bit more of a reason to exist, I guess. But I think you're right, Charlie. We're like looking at it for the really exciting stuff of the 2 games that was just announced, not delivering on those, even though like there's been many people, like Owen included in the chat, saying like, oh, Village DLC's been a long time coming. Like, that was sort of like a, we better see that here. But you're right, like with 4 and 6 being like promised, it feels like we could have probably included that stuff with the initial reveals of those games last week, right?
Yeah, I feel like, when you talk about these games being thrown to, something like a Keighley show, I think the important stuff was in a way thrown to other shows. I mean, we saw Street Fighter and Resident Evil show up pretty heavily in the State of Play, and I guess Street Fighter 6 showed up in the Keighley show too. So I think from that respect, this kind of was the, okay, here's the slightly more information, kind of like, here's what you missed, here's what you need to know if you didn't watch the show because you're not really into hearing about the Rock's energy drink or whatever. um, this is like a more condensed version of the Capcom updates, which I get and respect. But again, I think this is like this could have been a tweet kind of thing, because I don't think this. I think like the Sunbreak stuff might have fit into a Nintendo Direct, but beyond that, I don't think any of these things would have fit very well into their own showcases, especially given how long or how much time Resident Evil did get in the state of play.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, that is the Capcom reactions. We're gonna wrap this up and record some Nintendo Direct predictions that you can look forward to coming soon. But as we wrap up, first off, thank you both for joining.
course.
Charlie,
Thanks for
what do
having
you
me.
want to
Goodness.
shout out? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, pretty much everywhere it matters at CHAS_MKE. That's Chaz Milwaukee. And then you can also find my work at Pace Magazine and Android Central. I have reviews. I'm working on the Mario Strikers review for Pace Magazine. I have a review for a VR game that I don't know if I could talk about, going up on Android Central sometime this week. And then I have a bunch of articles about booze going up at Pace Magazine that I'll spare the details on because this isn't the audience for that.
Oh yeah, well, so cool. Omar, what about you?
I'm here on JoyClicks, watching the conferences, and I have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ohmsthechef, which hopefully we go back to that soon. And yeah, that's about it.
Very nice. You can find me, Twitter and TikTok at Chun2D2, as well as here, youtube.com/joyclicks for other reactions to things that are coming up. Maybe there's an Assassin's Creed thing tomorrow. I really hope that they go back to the stealth stuff, so that might be worth watching. We'll see. But yeah, there's archives up for Summer Game Fest, the Xbox show. Omar was on for those as well. State of Play reactions are over on PlayStation Source. Kevin Diaz putting in work on all those breakdowns. Be sure to check that out as well. And yeah, thanks for joining. Resident Evil, the Renaissance is alive and well after today. So more to come, but